Hello, video maniacs of all shapes, sizes, and colors. This is Practice Dummy. Microsoft is getting involved in a little more crapulence, and Linux, if it's not already starting to look good, it is starting to look really good. Not sure if they're going to reverse the trend on this, but Microsoft seems to want to try to pull crapulence here left and right. First bit of crapulence is to make it hard to change your default browser from Microsoft Edge to whatever you use. And now, a title here is some Windows 11 PCs won't get security updates, according to Microsoft. Okay, here's the article. We recently found out that Microsoft would allow anyone to download the Windows 11 ISO and install it, even if their PC didn't meet the requirements. And that had to do with a little security thing that's kind of like a hardware instilled security option that has been implemented in your newest lines of processors for AMD and Intel. So I think it's anything from the 4000 series of Ryzen and before, and Intel, I think it's the 10,000 series and before on that. You might check on that yourself. But anyways, however, there's a significant catch as the company may withhold security updates from PCs who update this way. I mean, seriously, Microsoft won't update some PCs? If you go through the Windows 10 to a Windows 11 upgrade process with a PC that meets all requirements, you'll get updates like usual. But if you're a PC user who wants to upgrade to Windows 11 on a PC that doesn't meet Microsoft's stringent upgrade requirements, the company might withhold updates. Okay, what are the minimum system requirements to run Windows 11, which is the link right there. But as I said, it had to do with a little hardware feature that's on the newest lines of processors from both AMD and Intel. This isn't just the Windows 11 feature updates, though. According to The Verge, after that PC build video, The Verge has lost all credibility with me. Look for somewhere else for the similar article. Microsoft might actually hold security updates back from PCs that don't meet the system requirements. This applies to driver updates too. Imagine going back to the old days of manually updating drivers for each hardware component on your PC. It sounds terrible, and it's definitely enough reason to make many want to stick with Windows 10, like myself, especially since I'll be supported until 2025. Or maybe switch to Linux. For whatever reason, Microsoft didn't reveal this critical piece of information when it first announced that it wouldn't prevent users from installing Windows 11. Naturally, we were extremely excited by that bit of information, but the revelation that updates might be withheld takes a bit of wind out of our sails. Will Microsoft really do this? Well, they're going to try to get away with it, of course, but we'll have to wait and see if Microsoft withholds essential security updates from Windows 11 users just because they have an older CPU. The amount of security issues that pop up constantly is terrifying, and the idea of running a PC without receiving updates that prevent them is not a pleasant one. Hopefully, Microsoft realizes that allowing users to install an OS that won't receive critical security updates is a bad idea, and it either doesn't allow Windows 11 installations on PCs without new enough hardware, or keeps those PCs updated. The current plan of leaving ISO installers on an island seems like an awful way to go. It certainly is an awful way to go. Once I get my hardware, I'm not talking about hardware to be able to install Windows 11 without caveats, but I'm just need to get a couple pieces of hardware. One is a laptop I plan on buying. It's an older high-end one. And the second thing is going to be a capture card. Once I get both of those things together, I'm plan on showing how to run games on Linux, and maybe particular games on Linux, and the like. Microsoft is really starting to push things, and I think they will single-handedly make Linux the most popular operating system on the world. As far as your mobile devices goes, if you're running Android, you're running Linux. So the only thing left to do is just get your desktop and laptops to run Linux. Again, if I can't emphasize this enough, start with Ubuntu Linux, and if you have a spare computer, go ahead and just do a full install on there and play around with it. You'll be surprised on, it looks a lot like Windows, and it doesn't take a whole lot to get used to it. Programs on there will run. Ubuntu Linux, for example, comes with a whole bunch of programs you can try. From like media, productivity, creativity, and games. And Steam has got over 1,000 games, I believe, that will run natively on Linux. And if they don't, they have a kind of like a user environment called Proton that will help set things up to where you can run games on Linux. It's no longer a matter of compatibility as far as running stuff on Linux goes. It's just simply making the move to it, and that's simply it. Okay, on this article, I want to thank Dave LeClaire for putting this article up there. Much appreciated, and I definitely keep an eye out for more of Microsoft's crapulence in the future. All right, everyone, take care one and all, and God bless you.